Hey, nice. It's just me looking confused as hell. Perfect. This is... Okay. Wilson's digging around for a bed. Open with photos. Full screen. I feel like the chat window is all messed up. View, docs, chat. That's better. Welcome. You can sub for 2 months of Audible. Audible drops. Just going to go ahead and dismiss that. Do we need some music? What's going to get me the most strikes? I don't want to get any strikes. What do people do for music? Like if you play game soundtracks, it's Twitch. How would it know that I'm not playing Oblivion? Like if I play the Oblivion soundtrack, how will it know? The Reign of Septums. It's perfect. I mean, I'm going to turn it up even a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. I am dubious. The cheat sheet we downloaded yesterday that walks us through the different phases of the game was all that helpful. It was very busy. How are we doing for... Parched. It's a little Kimmy Schmidt reference for you. Okay, well, there's me, top corner. A little bright. Probably crank that down a bit. But do we do it digitally? I'm upside down. Brightness. That's not quite right. Contrast. Gamma. Doesn't look very good, does it? I think just going with the camera settings will be better. A little 4.4, a little 4.5. I look tan. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Jump in the line. Okay, the thing we do when creating a character and starting the game is we have set up our region decks, our overland encounter decks. We've got our delve cards. We have our guild. We are the spies. Eyes of the Queen. Eyes of the Queen. Go off, Queen. We have our set aside special delve cards. We have our character Chip, maybe. We have our dice. We've selected combat. We start with 1 as a Breton. Cooldown is at 2, magic 3, stamina 2, health 5. And we have 2 dice, 2 level 1 dice in our selected skill line. 1 hand, 1 shield. This is just how we begin, and then we will discover our magic. We will discover our magic as we play, storyline based. Okay, I like this. We have our... Let's now crack open the Blackmarsh Gazetteer, and this will help us set the scene. So Blackmarsh may seem swampy and inhospitable, but it has hidden charms for those who are willing to look. Though most of the region belongs to the Ebonheart Pact, there are many who live in the province's remote interior who pay no heed to such matters. Particularly many of the isolated Argonian tribes who have called Blackmarsh home for a millennia. Those not well equipped to journey through the region may find it rough going, as the weather frequently combines with the marshy landscape to make what few thoroughfares exist in the province all but impassable. Lately, word has spread that 1 or more unknown parties are investigating the mystical flora that shape Argonians' understanding of the world, and perhaps even the worlds beyond this one. Ooh, I haven't followed a guild that's doing that yet, but that sounds fun. Okay, setting up overland mechanics. Okay, so known for its ever-changing and inhospitable weather, an overland mechanic we have here is the weather gauge. Blackmarsh tests the planning and endurance of its travelers. At the start of the session, place a book token on the sunny weather space. Okay, so I'm going to reach over here, and I'm going to look for book token. Here's people token, that's us. Here's a book token, and then why don't I set aside a little point of interest token that we can maybe use to track. We have these are all the duplicates. Because we're playing true solo, we don't need to have the skill lines doubled up. In the bag. Okay, so it says book token on the sunny weather. Okay, when triggering the Activate Province Effects step, move the book token to indicate the weather as indicated by the overland icon drawn during the overland phase. Okay. Consult the current weather condition as it affects your base. Why am I itchy right here? Like a monkey. The current weather may also affect encounters and the strength of enemy skill natives. Stormseer. For quests that include banner tokens, I think those represent like moving parties. The overland icon also controls those tokens' movements during the Activate Province step. So if it's sunny, we move banner tokens 4 hexes. In rain, they move 3. And in flood, they move 1. No icon, weather remains as is. Do not move any tokens. During the overland phase, sunny, party's base overland movement is 3. If it's rainy, our base is 2, and if it is flooding, it is 2, but when we gain fatigue to continue overland movement, adventurers must gain over fatigue instead of light fatigue. Yikes. There's some native skill stuff. We'll look up if the enemies have that. Otherwise, we consult our guild page and find out how to start our quest. We are the Eyes of the Queen. Here we go. Dark Lifelines. Complexity 2. It's not so bad. A session snapshot. Travel to 3 different cities and make choices about how to complete a job in each one. Okay. This is the second era. Turmoil. Political turmoil. Watch out. One thing I wanted to look up in regards to taking fatigue when traveling on the map, is it 1 for 1 extra and then 2 for 2 extra? and you can move extra for however you can, like, double your base, but you take lots of fatigue. Where would I find that? Maybe it's in party movement. Overland phase. Let's look for M. Movement. Move action. Move party step 34 maybe. Fatigue movement. After using its base overland movement, the party may continue to move by gaining fatigue for each additional hex. For each additional hex of movement, each adventurer must gain 1 light fatigue. If no light fatigue dice are available, they gain 1 over fatigue instead. The number of additional hexes cannot exceed the party's base movement rate. The party must stop if 1 or more adventurers' cooldown tracks are full. For each additional hex, each adventurer must gain 1. Okay. It doesn't multiply. That'd have been psycho. That'd have been absolutely psychotic. Thank you, 100-page rulebook. It's kind of huge. It's kind of huge. Should we text Maddie that we're live? Do you think she's just playing video games right now or what? Manage live. Messenger. Here we go. Here we go. You can't see. Should we go live on Discord? Because then people can pop in. That would feel so YouTube politics streamer pilled of us. That little noise when someone pops in. Okay, let's read. Let's get an idea. Let's set the scene here for our quest. Eyes of the Queen. The frogs are going nuts in the background. It's perfect because we're in a swamp. Because we're in a goddamn swamp. In the wake of the disruption. Ooh, here we go. In the wake of the disruption of the Aldemary Dominion's Black Marsh supply point at Alton Coromont. Okay, buckle up. These are a lot of names. These names are tough. They're tough to get. Okay. In the wake of the disruption of the Aldemary Dominion's Black Marsh supply point at Alton Coromont. Okay. The Aldemary Dominion has a Black Marsh supply point at Alton Coromont. Heads up. Any takers as to where that is? There it is. Alton Coromont. The supply line there has been disrupted. Awesome. Perfect. I only have a few hours before I have to go play roleplay games with Alex. And it's such brutal timing because it's like the exact 3-hour chunk that the football game is happening, which is breaking my heart. Because my boys are playing. And it's a really important game. I should just like have like a secret. I know it does make me want to tell me that made noise. It's been like months, it feels like. So usually these things don't work. Please. I really hope it. Maybe it's too quiet? Well, that just makes me want to puke all over your head, sir. That made noise. Nothing, hey? I forget how to get that. No. I know. Wilson, place. Place, Wilson. Let's go to twitch.com and source this out. It could also be an OBS problem. I forget, if I press that button, can you see what I'm doing here? Twitch policy. Twitch.tv. Oh, great. What do we have here? VTuber? Maybe I need to be a VTuber. Yes. I don't know why everything's so zoomed in. Like I have it like absolutely boomered. Alerts? No, it's viewer rewards. Channel points. Yes, yes, true, true. Custom rewards. Okay, here they all are. How do we get them to work? Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I honestly didn't even notice. If I got the eye on me, I must have, like, at this, finally at 36, you're trained to just not even see it. I've been trying to run. I think I might be melting on the inside. I feel pretty sick. I actually spent the last 2 days eating nothing but little bagged chocolates, so doing some damage. But I think you can check, because we are friended in the fitness app, so you can see all my sweet runs. It's also the camera slimming. What was I trying to figure out here? Why does the alert box not alert? Maybe I just need to refresh everything. Chat box, refresh. Trigger, maybe? Refresh. Josh just finished a 6K run. I know. I did one on Friday, and then me and Haley did another one on Monday. And my ankles were blasted. It's funny. It's like I thought with learning how to run, the problem would be like your lungs and your like heart, like you would just gas out. But I think I'm older. It's like my hips and my knees and stuff, they get so tight that like after running for like an hour, you actually just like can't even move your legs. So I should start stretching. It's nice to get to the point where you see the value in the things people tell you to do. Like, oh, you got to stretch. And then you're like, shut up. Who stretches? But then you're like, I see. You have to. Or your hips pop out. That might just be me being like too cynical millennial. Like, all that stuff's dumb. It's like, no, it's not. It is not dumb. You're dumb. Yeah, and almost everything I see online about like trying to lose weight as well is like, don't run. Running is bad for you. Walk. Walking is better. Lifting weights and walking. Okay, now we need to find trigger fire. Uh-oh. I gotta sign in. I gotta put my password in so you can't see. Types in the overhead camera. Slow-mo fingers. Okay, so if I link, copy link. Well, that just makes me want to puke all over your head, sir. If I now go properties. What did you get up to yesterday? It's sad that we didn't get a chance to play any Zomboid. Oh my god. Don't worry, Wills. It was just a poker chip. It was just a poker chip. Okay, now it should work.
Highway. Bye.
Should work. I've made a huge mistake. Okay, so if I click on my own Wilson wishes here, I have the whole TV just white, so it like gives me more light. It's kind of hellish though. You can kind of. Oh my god. But I'm excited. I'm done being sad about Sundays and August. The fall I love, winter I love. What's one that's allowed? Oh, here's one with a GIF. This will test it for sure. No. That's true.
This is the one thing we didn't want to happen.
Yeah, that worked. That one worked. I probably have to turn the TV down a little bit. But the GIF didn't work.
Now we're cooking.
Now we're cooking. That is such a good one. Now we're cooking. I thought of one last night that I really wanted to download. Okay, it's good. I'm going to do, just before we get started, I always get sidetracked. I need to find a clip of someone playing NFL Street Game Breaker. I don't want some frickin' Zoomer to do some review on it. I just want like pure gameplay, no talking. Fuck, this game is
gameplay
amazing.
session here,
this
and
was
today
it for
we are
me.
going to be playing a classic
I probably have
title
14,000 hours in this
2004,
game.
which was of course NFL Street. This was
Oh
developed
no, someone
by
talking.
EA.
I just want to get to the part where someone does a game breaker, because there's one specific. I guess I could boot it up myself and try and record it. Getting a game breaker. Oh my god. What is this slop? What are these thumbnails, dude? I just want to make a GIF out of the guy going, "It's time. It's game time." Ugh, fuck it.
Game where you assemble
We're
a team
never
of
gonna
NFL
get
stars.
it. We're gonna have to record it ourselves. I'm gonna have to find all my weird cables, plug in my PS2. That's okay. That sounds kind of fun, to be honest. Just being honest. Could you watch me on YouTube as well? Can you tell me if it works? I'm so curious about how the YouTube part of it all works. Okay, let's get started. Can you hear me running? We were just figuring out the lay of the land here. We are spies for the Queen in the fantasy land. Takes place in the same world as Skyrim. Okay, so the supply lines for the previous shadowy group that ran this region have been compromised. Okay, so we, as the eyes of the Queen, are going to try and muscle in on their territory a little bit. I am playing this guy. You should see his soul patch. I've decided to play as this man. He is a Breton. And we've got a sword and a shield. We are what's called a Warden, which means we can summon like companions to help us fight. We're like Pokemon masters. And then I'm going to learn healing, which is going to be great. I have to send you the link? Brother. My brother in Christ. Let me see if I can actually do that easily. Share link. Maybe I can post it here. I think Nightbot's going to sit on my face for posting links. There it is. Perfect. Hopefully I sound okay. Everything's balanced. You haven't complained about it. I can trust you to say if it sounds like ass. Oh, it says I start with 5 HP. This game's actually pretty amazing. You've got your starting race, and it gives you your like character information, your health, stamina, magic to start. We have 5 HP. Pretty hardy for a spellcaster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to take 5 of my little health poker chips. And I'm going to keep my face there for now. I've got my dice. Let's get going. Okay, good. Good. Locked in. I'm locked in. Okay, so because they're in the wake of the disruption of the Aldemary Dominion's Blackmarsh supply point at Alton Coromont, so in the city of Alton Coromont, the Aldemary Dominion, the AD, have lost a little bit of power, so there's a vacuum here. The Eyes of the Queen would like to rush in for a new opportunity. You have been tasked with reestablishing the covert trade route. Okay. Cool. Only this time it will supply the Eyes directly and employ locals who will not arouse suspicion from the Ebonheart Pact. Okay. I hear ya. So the Ebonheart Pact is probably like the political party that is overseeing this whole place. And the Dominion is probably a rival, shadowy group. I don't know too much. We're going to learn together about the background and history of this region, I think, as we play, I hope. And then we are the Eyes of the Queen. Here we go. So we don't want to alert the Ebonheart Pact, and we need to fight the Dominion for this turf. It's like season 1 of The Wire, basically. It will supply the Eyes directly and employ locals who will not arouse suspicion. A private contractor in the region is offering their services to set up the new smuggling network. But first, I need to subdue the local arm of the Renria Mayor. Renria, maybe we'll call them. The Renria Mayor, which ran the previous smuggling operation. Wow, there are so many key players here. It's like a season of Game of Thrones wrapped up into 6 sentences. The gang of pirates is not... Oh, they're pirates too. The gang of pirates is not happy that the Eyes are cutting them out of what was once a lucrative profit center. Oh. Okay. I think I'm piecing it together. The Ebonheart Pact probably recently came in here and took this place over from the Aldemary Dominion. Who cares? Let's just roll dice and smash and just pick up swords and try and kill bears and stuff. Okay, you need to subdue the local arm of the Renria Mayor, which ran the previous smuggling operation. The gang of pirates is not happy that the Eyes are cutting them out of what was once a lucrative profit center. And its leadership is threatening to make trouble for you and your anonymous contractor. The Renria Mayor has a secret base of operations in Deadwater Village. If you can neutralize the rival gang, the way will be secured for the Eyes' secret benefactor. Cool. Okay. So on behalf of the Eyes of the Queen, I am going to take out what's left of the Renria Mayor. And we're going to help our new anonymous benefactor take over here. So my starting location is the city of Loween. Okay, I'm going to place my little party token right here. Love it. Special instructions for setup is set aside the quest unit Empowered Dislandra / Enraged Dislandra. Okay. That's just over here. I just have to reach. Over there. Microphone, sir. Excuse me, sir. Please move. Okay, that's a little bit of a... Maybe that doesn't quite work. Maybe we'll leave these over here. Okay, so we have the character, Enraged Zilandra. Can't there just be names like, you know, the evil Janet? It's always got to be something crazy. That wasn't that funny. Embarrassing. Joke landed. Let's... So we set aside the quest piece. Okay, travel to Deadwater Village and complete a town encounter recommended by day 4. So, Deadwater is... Any guesses? Deadwater Village is all the way down here. Okay. So we have to travel across the Black Marsh in 4 days. Okay. So the thing about the way this game works is every quest, you have 12 days to complete your quest. If you don't complete your session by 12 days, you just automatically fail. Every day you have an opportunity to travel the land and then have an encounter of some kind. They're not all battles, but mostly it's a fighting game, which is going to be exciting to get into. And specifically in Black Marsh, traveling is difficult because it's sloppy. They slop them up. So we start on day 1. We start with 2 experience points. And every day 1, you have to spend the day in your starting town. So we get to do a town encounter, which is fun. We have to travel to Deadwater Village, complete the town encounter, and then while there, we must resolve one of the following as a free town action. We have to intimidate the gang, we can sabotage the supply lines, or we can beat down the gang. So 1 is a social check. 1 is just a permanent, persistent effect that will populate 1 fewer items every time we shop. So we do literally damage the supply lines, or we have a fight with the gang. Initiate this clash here. Okay. Well, depending on where we're at by the time we get there, maybe if we've leveled up a little bit or we're feeling pretty caked up and ready to fight, then we can maybe fight them. Or we could just do the easy way and just destroy the supply lines, but why not? Should we play on the hardest difficulty? I don't think so. I don't think we should. That scares me a little. I'm not ready. I don't know the 100-page rule book perfectly yet, and I think I would get intimidated trying to... Or fuck it. True solo expert? First ever to try it? Probably not. Where's my buttons? This is running off the laptop. I feel like I don't have any of my good buttons. Like, what does this one do? I don't know what that was.
Game on!
That's a good one. Like, where's the shall we begin? What does quiet mean?
We will not go quietly.
I don't know what that... I can't hear any of them. That's okay. All right.
You got a stew
I'm
going.
just pressing buttons now. Okay, so day 1. Let's have a town encounter in Llewellyn, or whatever it's called. Where the frick we are. Oh, I need this. Okay, so I am going to crack open this book here with everything we need to know about the region that we're in. And the base game comes with like 6 of these, so there's a lot to explore. That's why I'm so pissed off when Riley was like, we did it. We play one easy mode campaign, and he's like, we figured it out. Frick you. Frick you, dude. I frickin'... Clearly, I'm pretty salty. That's all I talked about yesterday, too, when I was streaming. Okay, so we're going to find the page that has Llewellyn. Llewellyn. Okay. I don't know if I have to keep pronouncing it that way. Okay, so first thing you do when you're in a town is we'll read the little setting here. Though situated on the western edge of the Black Marsh, Llewellyn is not a part of the Ebonheart Pact. Instead, it is ruled by imperial nobility and an independent council, lending it a famously isolationist streak. It is known around Tamriel for its great chapel to Zenithar, the god of work. Great. Frickin' Monday vibes from this guy. No vacancy. If the weather is flooding, the inn is closed. Luckily for us, the weather starts sunny, so that's good. So now let's populate the town with all the different stuff we can do here. Sally Forth Goods has 4 common items and 2 legendary items. So I am going to draw. We've got the Orcish no rhubarb salad. We've got the Breton pork sausages. I'm a Breton. Seeing that this far from home, it's probably got me absolutely pumped. Ooh, the Gilt Stargazer's sigil. Gilt. Glit? So for 2 tenacity, I can do an interrupt action. At the start of an enemy's turn, reduce that enemy's range by 1 for the rest of its turn. Holy cow. And it has no range of its own. I can just cast that. That's a very good... But I mean... The sausage. Discard this item. Then party members may move a collective total of up to 6 hexes. What's really fun about all the different food items is that they just do completely random things, and they're all different. And if you're playing on the harder difficulty, at the end of the day, you have to discard items in order to recuperate your cooldown and heal a little bit. But if you choose a food as your card you throw away, you also get the benefit of it, which is pretty awesome. The rhubarb salad is discard it, then you may temporarily increase my stamina and magicka by a collective total of 2 for the rest of the turn. It's pretty awesome. And the bark skin helmet. A helmet might be important. I kind of just want to get kitted out with armor. After an enemy engages, recover the leftmost die in your cooldown track. That's amazing, actually. That is definitely a get. And then now there are 2 legendary items here. Ooh, a dagger and a potion of heroism. If we drink the potion, we gain 1 over fatigue to defeat a targetable level 5 enemy. Whoa. Just beat them up? Just win? Crap. That's good. So when you visit a town, instead of having money to spend, the game just assumes you have money over the course of your adventure. So you can take 2 actions when you visit a town, and if you choose to take the item store action, you just get to take any one that you want. You could take the action twice and get 2 items, but then you wouldn't be able to do any of the other stuff, which is there's also a trainer here who can train in all 3 sort of, I don't know, constellations or skill groups. Anyways, They train everything here. And it says trainers available. There are 5. So I can just pick 5 random abilities out of this bag. And maybe we can learn something new. We have... Ooh, illusion magic. I think I want to do that. Ooh, Ledge of Domain. That's really good for lockpicking and sneaking, kind of. Ooh, two-handed weapon. I feel like we already have our melee combat skill, so I'm not that interested in that. We have our restoration magic. Oof. And the bow. Oh, man. This is actually really tough, and it's really going to shape how the rest of our adventure goes. There's also an inn, which is amazing. It'll clear your cooldown track of dice. It'll replenish your health to full and regain all of your like spent die and stuff. It's pretty fantastic. I was doing like a dungeon crawl yesterday, and I found a spore room that the second you step in, you just have to fill your cooldown with light fatigue, and it completely crippled the run. And I was able to just like crawl to an inn I found somewhere, and it was pretty amazing. Quest boards allow us to pull side quests, which are a great way to get experience. Guild kiosks allow us to do the special ability associated with our guild. Okay, for Eyes of the Queen, we can look at the top 2 cards of either the Peaceful or Conflict Overland deck, and in any order place each card on either the top or bottom of the deck. That's pretty good, but I don't need to look ahead. They have a functioning alchemy station here, so we could replenish any potions we drank, but it's day 1. We haven't done any of that shit yet, so who cares? And then there's a town action, the town square. The Great Chapel of Zenithar, so we can search the legendary item deck for a weapon of our choice and set it aside. Then we shuffle the deck, and at the end of the town encounter, place the set aside weapon face down on the top of the deck. Okay, so we can select something. I think if I knew more about how the game worked and I was really trying to get meta with it, I would use that ability to find like the perfect item, the perfect weapon. We do have a weapon available here. If you only roll combat skill die for the engage, gain 2 tenacity. I mean, tenacity is really important for the Warden, but I'm not going to be using combat skill dice very much. I think we absolutely, because we want to focus on keeping our companions alive, which is actually, I feel like, not that possible. Because if it's just us and our companions and I throw them into the thick of it, as soon as the enemy gets a turn, they don't typically survive long enough for me to heal them. They're either full health or they're dead. But frick, I did want to pivot into magic, and these are the 2 sort of magical skill lines I wanted. And it's hard to get. The bag's full of skills. Who knows when we're going to find another magic trainer who will have these available. What do you guys think we should do? Or do we just get the sausages and call it a bingo? You know what? What if we were to do something crazy? This helmet is so good. To recover your die anytime you're engaged. You know what? I've got it. I think I got it. We are going to go to the trainer twice, and we're just going to get both of these. We are going to become illusion magic, healing magic experts, and we're going to make sure to keep our companions alive. That's what we're going to do. And now we have to decide where we want to slot them in our player board. And we have to think ahead, because you only have so many spaces for the dice that you're going to get. So I just want to explore, because this came with an expansion, so I kind of want to explore that. So maybe we will give maybe we will give illusion magic its whole row of its own to start. And we will throw healing down here in the corner. So the thing about training in a skill doesn't mean you get any of the dice right away. It just means when we have experience to spend, we can spend it on these skills. Could have been crazy. Could have been greedy. Is that stupid? Maybe we should get the helmet. Imagine us out there. Imagine this guy with his soul patch. With a helmet on. Yeah. Screw it. We're not going to train in healing, and that's going to come back and kill us, I bet. But what we are going to do is we're going to get this helmet. I just want this helmet so much. What's motivated me to play a fantasy game this past week is just I want cards with little bits of armor on it. Barkskin helmet. Fuck yeah. Okay. We have our helmet. And we have our illusion magic. We're a sword and shield guy who can cast illusory spells. I love it. So I'm going to create now the discard piles. Why don't we just chuck discarded cards in here? Okay, sorry. Sausages. Sorry, sausages. And then we will take the untrained skill lines and we will throw them in the bag. Hopefully we will get healing again. We will grab the skill line reference sheets and we will find illusion. Nice. We've got the illusion magic. We've got our helmet. I mean, I guess in theory I won't be targeted that much because I will have my companions be doing all the fighting. It's okay. We've made our decision. We're going to move on. Illusion. My illusions, Michael. They're not tricks. They're illusions. Okay, cool. So we finished our town encounter. Where's Wilson? Did you guys see him get up? We've got our helmet. Willie? Oh, he's moving back there. He's underneath the colorful blanket. What a creep. Okay, so now we move on to the reward phase, which we don't have anything to reward ourselves with. That was pretty straightforward town encounter. And then the end of day phase. So we are going to play the medium difficulty. I will do an expert solo run, but I just need to get my bearings a little bit. Which means we can cool down, we can heal, we can trade cards, we can... I think that's pretty much it. Okay, awesome. Let's move on to day 2. Ooh, before we do that, actually, don't let me forget. We have to draw a peaceful overland card, and we have to check the symbol on the bottom. And this will help us control the weather. So because it's this symbol, that means nothing changes. So it's still a nice, beautiful, sunny day. And then I will put that card on the bottom of the deck. Okay, awesome. Day 2, we're feeling illusory. And we've got 3 spaces to move down to Dead Water Village. Okay, so we could stop at some of these cool places along the way. It says try and get there by day 4, but we also want experience. We could take an unstable overland space, which means roll the die and you don't know what you're going to get. We could go to this peaceful spot or we could go to another town. I don't want to go to another town because I want experience. Maybe I should have got a side quest. Well, we have to make our way down, and because the weather is good, let's try and get as far as we can. So let's go to this unstable land space right here. 1, 2, 3. And we will roll the unstable die here. Oh my god, worst case scenario. It's the traveling caravan, which is effectively means it's another town encounter. Crap. So the traveling caravan. Okay, the harsh weather and harsher environment of Black Marsh make travel very difficult. As you rest your weary feet at this traveling caravan, you ponder the value of making some sort of dark bargain to reduce the difficulty of your journey. Set the weather to flooding. Oh, God. Do not change the weather during today's activate province effect step, but still resolve the step for any other effects. There are 3 common items. I guess we're going to get pretty equipped. 1. Ooh, underwear, silver weave, panties, a sword, and a vulnerability poison. And cool. The Grim Harlequin Jerkin. Okay, this is perfect, actually. I want armor cards. It's just what I'm into right now. It's just my landlord. I had to tell him about there's a crack in the sink. I had to ask him what he wanted to do. I try and just like do stuff around the house myself, but that was something that I couldn't do. It was just this weird. Okay, there are 2 trainers available. Let's see what we can train. I really want this sword, I think. After applying damage, you may place 1 combat skill die that dealt damage in an active slot as if it were defense. Frick. That's so good. And we can roll our 1-hand and shield die with it, but I don't plan on doing combat very often. What does this one do? After an enemy engages you, gain any amount of over fatigue to roll that many untrained speech skill dice, resolve their effects, and return them to the supply. Whoa, that's fucking cool. Just have such a fancy jacket on that you can tire yourself out, so impressing people. Ooh, stealth and bow. I don't want those. Quest board and the town action. Clear your cooldown track, heal to full HP, and gain 3 tenacity. Then move a random level 10 to 20 enemy from its enemy bag and place it in the 1 to 5 level enemy bag. Gain the effect of if that enemy is drawn from the bag, it is treated as when subtracting from the EP. At the end of the battle in which it is deployed, it is returned to the proper bag. Okay. I don't need to do that. I'm in pretty good shape. A quest could be good, though. I'm thinking, okay, what do these glyphs do? Enchant a pet. When the enchanted pet would be discarded, instead remove all the chips from it and discard the glyph instead. That's amazing. Glyph of poison resist. After dealing exactly 1 damage to an enemy, apply a Bane status die to that enemy. Whoa. Interesting. After dealing exactly 1 damage. Is that telling me that the potion itself deals that damage, or I have to hit them and do 1 damage, and then I can spend this poison? And then what does the underwear do? 3 fatigue. Remove 1 over fatigue from your cooldown track. Whoa. That would go so good with the fancy jacket. Oh man, should we get the undies? Should we get the undies and the jacket? It's so funny that the game included little underwear for you to wear. Why is there little underwear for us? So do we want a side quest or do we want undies? This seems too fun not to get. So we're definitely going to grab the Grim Harlequin Jerkin. Look how cool it looks. With our helmet. We're cruising. With our undies. You know what? I gotta be honest. They don't look stinky. They don't look stinky. Which is huge. Totally massive. Can you imagine if they looked stinky? Okay, so, I mean, these were all good, but how do you pass up an opportunity like that? How do you do it? You can't. Okay, well, thank you, Traveling Caravan, for giving me... So you can always have 8 total items, 4 in your like backpack and then 4 equipped. I think we just have all these equipped, if I'm being honest. I mean, 3 tenacity is a lot, but the nice thing is that both of these trigger off of the same... It is, right? It's awesome. It's just like a fun adventure. It's like a fantasy adventure, but it's not like Talisman where it's like too high level fantasy. It's pretty high fantasy, I guess. But I mean, come on. Some leathery little undies. It's perfect. So let's not forget about those. So that was a good day. We don't have any XP to spend. We feel like we could learn some illusion, but we don't have the experience to try. So it did say to skip the overland province action as well. So it's just going to stay flooding, which means we can only move 2 spaces tomorrow. And it is day 3. So why don't we move ourselves closer to our destination here? 3 spaces. We could go to that unstable region. We could go to the plateau of the Traveler and have a peaceful action. We could spend some fatigue. I mean, wait until you maybe see some of the other stuff that goes on, like the fighting or whatever, to see if that's a kind of game you're into, but it is cute. They put a lot of effort into it. What's cool about my specific race is that I can usually, if you overtax an item, you get some really cool benefit, but then you have to discard it. But the Breton lets you just unequip it and you get to keep it. So it's kind of sweet. I think so. We can only travel 2 spaces today without taking over fatigue, which is a little rough. I don't know. What do you guys want? Because if we get the traveling caravan again, we're just not going to have enough experience. Why don't we go here and then hope for the best? It does put us slightly further away. Like if the weather doesn't change, we could be in rough shape. Let's go peaceful. Okay, we're going to go to the plateau of the Traveler. Trudge through the swamp, and then I'm going to pull the top card of the peaceful deck here, which is Swamped. Okay, that makes sense. Let's read the little adventure that we have here. In the deepest bogs of Black Marsh, that seems about right. It's easy to get stranded following some imagined trail that quickly peters out into nothing. This particular swamp is especially fetid, and before you know it, your wrong turns have led you into a highly volatile fen, its poisonous waters lapping at your armpits. There seems to be a solid patch of earth up ahead where a weary wanderer could get their bearings, but getting there will require some endurance. Okay. Ooh, this marsh is so black, marsh. So black. We get 1 XP. Say, place the entrance tile face up in roughly the center of a clash mat. Okay. So let's grab a swampy looking clash mat here. And we will put the entrance tile roughly in the middle. Okay. That seems middle. Each adventurer must take a skill die of a different color to represent themselves. Okay, well, I'll take my sword and shield. In any order, each adventurer places their die somewhere on the outer edge of the clash mat and makes one attempt to flick the die so that it comes to rest on the entrance tile. Any dice that are knocked off the entrance tile by another die remain where they lay. Adventurers with acrobatics, which is a skill you can learn, may make an additional attempt on their flick, resetting to the outer edge of the clash mat. After all attempts have been completed, each adventurer without a die must gain Bane and skip the rest step. This encounter is successful regardless of the outcome. So the outer edge, do you think that means outside or somewhere like that? Like, do you think around here? Yeah, I think this is the outer edge. And I have to try and flick the die so that way it lands here in the middle on a little island. Do I get to practice one or no? Oh, and unfortunately the weather does stay flooding based off of the symbol there. Okay. I don't think it takes much to flick. I'm a little nervous. Oh. Amazing. Okay, so I managed to swim through the swamp and crawled up onto the entrance tile. Perfect. I avoid the Bane. We get our rest step. Okay. And we're successful regardless. So because we gain an experience, I'm going to mark that on my character sheet and mark it on the party dial here. Okay, that's pretty awesome. And then I'm going to discard that. Okay, well, that was fun. That was a little different. You don't normally do stuff like that. Little dexterity challenges. I respect it. And I'm glad we passed, to be honest, because that was going to be miserable. Okay, so now we have 1 experience point. Hopefully my freaking fancy jerkin didn't get too wet. I don't want this shit to look askew, you know? If it looks askew, I'm gonna lose it. Get a clue. Your shit's askew. Okay. Look at all the dice. Look at how many of that is. Look at how many that is. Okay. We have 1 experience point. If I look at the top of my character sheet here, it shows me coming from which direction it'll cost to add another die. So if I wanted to learn another sword skill, I would need 2 experience points. I could spend the 1 to get another combat, but that's not our focus because we want to be more magic based, not stamina based. You can also upgrade your magic and stamina, which affects your range, your health as well. But you all know what I'm going to select. I am going to train. I'm going to spend 1 experience point to learn our first illusion magic spell. So I'm going to look here. Because I don't know any yet, I have to pick level 1. And there's only one level 1 illusion. There's 2 die of it, but there's only 1 die that I need. So Calm and Fury. So I'm going to look for the pink die that matches the color here. Boom. Look how pretty that die is. Ooh, so now we have our first illusion magic spell. And what does it do even? So if we get the whirlpool face, it says place this die in a hex in any range. Dude, it's a lot of dice. And you know dice. You've seen dice. The graphics on them give Dice Throne a run for its money a little bit. We're just reading right now what our level 1 illusion magic does. So it looks like we can... Okay, place the die in a hex in range. When an enemy would target you, you may place yourself in the die's hex. So it's kind of like a nether swap. Swapping position with any unit that may be occupying it. Then exhaust the die. The target now has to determine a new... The unit has to determine a new target. Okay, cool. And then the other face of the die says, place this die with 1 HP in an unoccupied hex in range. Oh, it creates like a little ghostly illusion that enemies treat as an adventurer and party members treat it as an occupied hex. So it's a little 1 health ghost that moves around. That's perfect. That's exactly the kind of shenanigans I want to get up to. Dude, you missed out. I just pulled this amazing piece of underwear. And a cool Harlequin jacket. No biggie. Okay, now that it's the end of the day, we have no reason to rest just yet. We haven't got ourselves into too much trouble. And based off of the symbol on the card here, it tells us that it is, you just match whatever the gauge is here on the overland map. It is flooding still, which is not great. It's not great. I watched I watched a little bit more of your YouTube channel yesterday after I turned off the stream. Because I was trying to find the one. Because early on, like I mentioned before, I was trying to find videos on like how to best play the Alchemist. I'm not sure if you ever did a video on that specific character, but you must have. Because at one point it was like, I think it was like the first solo character that game ever came out with. Kind of a big deal. Big news. Okay, it is day 4, and the game wants us to get our ass down here to the Deadwater Village. Do we say game be damned? We could go down there, but it would cost us an over fatigue, which is hard to get rid of. And they cause damage if you are in a fight too long with too much over fatigue in your cooldown track. You know what? Let's spend one more day. We're going to do an unstable region just south of the plateau of the Traveler here. And we're going to roll our dice. What's the worst that can happen? Another peaceful encounter. Okay, Mending Fences is the name of this one. So now we read. As you pass by, so they're not always peaceful. There's like a face that's like a conflict, which is usually a big nasty battle that you have to do, but we've been a little bit lucky. Mending Fences sounds helpful and nice, so this fits perfect. As you pass by a small saltice farm. What's that? Citrus? Mending Fences. As you pass by a small saltice farm, you see a shirtless, middle-aged Argonian struggling with a broken fence post that's sunken into the mud. Spotting you, he attempts to wave you over. This is erotic. Cursing as all the effort allows the post to slip back into the mire. The Dark Elves think all is forgiven now that the pact has been signed, the farmer spits. but they still control the saltiest markets, and they didn't respect the land they worked if it wasn't home to a mayor. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Fuck, I should probably play a lot more of the Elder Scrolls games. Maybe we'll do a deep dive. We'll do a read. They still control the sultrous markets, and they didn't respect the land they worked if it wasn't home to a mayor. I'm trying to get by on my own now, but it's getting harder all the time to have anything left over after I feed the Kwama. Care to lend a hand for an afternoon? Okay, so we're going to flip over the card. And there are usually options you can select. But because this is an unstable region, we have to select the option that is red. It's good to know. But it is worth more experience points. It says help make the repairs. Each adventurer either gains 3 light fatigue or is dealt 2 true damage. Skip today's rest step unless you are occupying Zal Ithix or Hutan Sizel. I am not occupying either of those places, so we just get hurt. Unstable. Adventurers must choose the true damage unless it would defeat them. Oh, bummer. Okay, so we have to take the hit. 1, 2. Whew. Passing on that healing skill line is starting to seem like a bad decision here. How's the sewing going, Maddie? Are you still there? Beads. And how about you, Blunderbutt? Happy Saturday. No, Sunday. Oh. Just made myself so sad. Okay. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. I wish I recorded the original. Okay, but for our hard work helping this guy, at least the weather changes to sunny, which is good. That means we're going to safely get down to Deadwater Village. We're a day late and 2 health short, but we did gain 2 experience points, which is good. We're at 5 total for the party. It's a little scary, but that's okay. And now we have 2 experience points, but it said, did we have to skip the step? Skip today's rest step. I have a feeling that's different from the reward step. Dude, what is that emoji? Is that from... Did I make that at some point? Who is that? It's brutal. I love it. I have a feeling that's exactly how I look when I wave at someone who doesn't want to see me. Overland encounter phase, resolving the encounter. Reward phase. Okay, reward phase is different than the adventurer's rest step. Okay, that's just here. Okay, I see. So we still get to level up, which is great. That's good news for us. It's bad news for our enemies. That one is way better. And it's homemade. It actually pops. And the color scheme reminds me of my water bottle that I love so much. It's like the train back there is just being creepy on purpose. It would be interesting to learn what, like, all the different... I live really close to, like, a train station, like a transfer station. I should probably learn, like, what the horns mean. Because some scary sounds come out of that space in the middle of the night. I hope it's the train station. Otherwise, I think hell has possessed Transformers or something. That is probably worse. Guaranteed. You don't like the lullaby of a speeding ambulance? What are we going to spend 2 experience points on? Another sword and shield? Ooh, you know what? The next illusion die we learn is also only 1 experience. We could hold on to it to try and level up our cooldown, which is long-term pretty good. Or we could learn Heroic Slash. Deal 2 damage to your target for each shield discipline die in your active slots. Oh, that's cool. Exhaust any number of shield discipline dice from your active slot and deal 3 damage to your target for each die exhausted. Wow. Oh, wow. Or Mesmerizing Grasp. Place this die on a targetable non-quest enemy. That enemy's range and movement are reduced to 1. That's also pretty awesome. You know what? Heroic Slash feels... I'm feeling heroic. I think I want to go to there. So I'm going to find the level 2 Heroic Slash die. How great is that? We're going to put that right there. We're going to go ahead and just do that. So is your character board, they're specific to a certain character? Or? Yeah, they're crazy open. It's you just get this like empty neoprene mat and you slot all of these little chips and pieces in the spaces wherever you want. And then like a big part of the game is once you've played it, you realize how big planning, like thinking ahead, because you'll learn a skill here opposite another skill, and then you'll realize at some point you've limited because, oh, I want both stamina and my sword abilities to increase, but because I put them across from each other, they're kind of fucked. I wanted to angle into magic, but early game, I think I just need to be able to dole out some damage. So I'll probably stop here for the one-handed shield, unless we keep reading in something really amazing, but I kind of want to max out Illusion. Illusion just seems fun. Especially because, so you also pick a race, which there are a ton in the Elder Scrolls world, and then there's also a shitload of different classes you can pick. So the start of the game, you like pair a different race with a different class, and you get to pick a skill line. All the different races have different cool like built-in abilities. Bretons, I'm not sure how familiar you are with like Elder Scrolls games, but Bretons are kind of like the human magic casters. So I don't know actually why I just spent 2 experience on this. There's a method. It's going to save us. The underwear. It synergizes with our cool underwear. The end of the day, we don't need to... Actually, we do need to heal. So, oh, I missed the rest step because I helped the shirtless Argonian with his fence. Okay. It did become sunny, which is nice. It is now day 5. We're a day behind, but that's okay. Yeah, because Bretons start with 2 stamina and 3 magic. So my plan long term is to do magic. So I've got an empty space here and here still. I probably won't fill this one because I think I'll fill it with illusion magic dice. And then I'll take like another magic class, maybe the light armor magic, or there's just the destruction staff, or the healing magic. Because part of being a warden is also summoning companions, and I think trying to keep them alive as best I can will be fun. The problem is they die so quick. They either have full health or they're dead. So unless I can level up restoration to a point where you can kind of do like damage prevention. I think I'm trying to have my cake and eat it too, because in my head I just want to have a sword and board adventure, but also be an illusionist surrounded by Pokemon. And I'm sure the game will slap my hand out of that cookie jar the second we get an opportunity. It's the second it gets an opportunity to. But hopefully not today. Day 5, the weather is sunny. We're 2 pips away from the end of our, part 1 here of the quest line. So let's travel to Deadwater Village, and then we will consult the Gazetteer. The game is broken up. What's nice, sometimes these big campaign games, they don't quite have a definitive end. Like you can play, like we played the Divinity one, and it took us like months kind of to get through. What's cool about this game is it's kind of designed to just be like 3 sessions. Each session is like you have 12 days. If you don't complete the session in 12 days, you fail. It's like got really nice end points, which definitely promotes experimentation and replayability, I think. So yeah, for sure, this is not something, if you wanted to really specialize in like a melee class, this would be not smart. I do have 2, now that I have a level 2 die, I can learn level 3, but what I'll do is I'll probably unlearn one of my level 1s at some point to give me a little bit more space. But I might spend the last slot here on 1 more stamina. Stamina controls how far you can move and how many die you can roll in that are sort of like, I don't want to say controlled by, but yeah, different skill lines have different sort of stats that they're connected with. Like illusion magic is magicka, so my range for my magic spells and skills is dependent on how much magic I have, obviously, and it also controls how many dice you can roll. So whenever I take my aggressive melee combat stamina actions, I can only ever roll 2 die per engage. It's interesting. We'll see. Well, I think it's a fight right now, so we're going to bust into that pretty quick. We are A32 Dark Lifelines. Objective, travel to Deadwater Village and complete a town encounter recommended by day 4. And we have to do one of these following actions while we're there. We have to... Maybe we'll just beat down the gang. Well, let's do the rest of our town action first, and then we'll do this last. Beat down the gang. That sounds fun. With all my sword and shield and fancy jackets. So we are in Deadwater Village. Okay, so Deadwater Village is home to the Deadwater tribe of Argonians, known primarily among other Argonians for their militarism and isolationism. Despite their reputation, the Deadwater will give a cautious welcome to those who treat their ways with respect. Camping under the stars. At the start of this encounter, if the weather is sunny, each adventurer may remove all die from their cooldown track and heal to full HP. Okay. Camping under the stars at Deadwater Village is beautiful. It's a beautiful image. That's awesome. So the necessities shop has 3 common items. We've got another jacket piece. Ooh, maybe it's better. A branch. It's actually, the item type is just called branch. And an Argonian tunic. Well, that just makes sense. We are in the Black Marsh, and then 2 legendary items. Some pants and a destruction staff. Holy shit. Those look like good items. There are 2 trainers available if there are any. Maybe now's the time. Maybe we'll get lucky and there'll be a healing trainer in town. I'll dig into the trainer bag here, and I will pull out Speechcraft and acrobatics. Not part of our butt rocker build that we're doing here. There is a quest board. And the town action, discard a weapon or armor, search the common item deck, and gain a weapon or armor of my choice. That's pretty good. Oh, great. Twitch maxing. I could probably do with a bit of Twitch maxing. We're gonna find this. Where's Nightbot? We're gonna nail this guy. Well, we know we did say we kind of want to get into a fight, right? We want to beat up the gang. Is there anything here that can help? Anything better than our sweet Harlequin jerkin? Add 1 enemy combat die to an enemy engage. After the engage, gain 1 tenacity for each damage the enemy dealt. Jesus, that's kind of suicidal. How about this? The Worm Cult Sabatons. Prevent 1 damage or recover 1 magic type skill dies. Am I reading this right? Ho! That's going to be huge. The Argonian Tunic. For 2 tenacity, we can gain a bonus HP. If you are in the Black Marsh province, gain 1 additional bonus HP. That's really good. We are in the Black Marsh. And the Branch. The next time you would advance your health, stamina, or magicka stat, discard this item. The chosen stat costs 1 fewer XP to advance. Wow. And the Magical Staff. We need to be in magic stance to use it, which we will be often. After this engage, you may take 1 true damage to move your target up to 2 hexes. Roll 2 status die with this engage. You must apply 1 to your target and gain the other. Jesus, that's kind of suicidal as well. Well, every time we're in a village, we get 2 actions to take. I'm absolutely taking these pants because now look, we've got a jacket. We've got pants. We've got a helmet. We're turning into a little hero with his little undies, lest we forget. Look at this. Look at me. Can you see? Can you see? I like this look. That's hero stuff. That's hero shit. Okay, and we have 1 more action to take. I kind of like my jacket. The jacket is cool. This one scares me a little bit. The one that auto helps us gain health and stuff seems good. Or maybe we'll take a side quest. Well, no. We're getting pretty close to the end. Actually, no, we're not. We're only on day 5. It's a tall order. It's a tall order to try and complete a side quest when we have a long way to go in a very treacherous locale. But I think I'm going to go with, as awesome as that is, I am going to go with these side quests. Oh. Thanks, Maddie. Thanks, man. I thought maybe that one was real. That was going to be the one that was... Okay, so we have 2 side quests here. A High Elf Scorned. We're going to pick 2, but let's read them first here. A high elf claims that some merchant stole a lost accessory of theirs, find who stole it, and burn their shop to the ground. Jesus Christ. After populating the items in a shop, you must first check to see if this quest is completed. If an item with the accessory, keepsake, or ring trait is available in a shop, you must discard all available items in the shop, then complete this quest. Each adventurer gains 3 tenacity, 2 experience, and immediately proceeds to the reward phase. No town actions can be taken. This town is closed for the rest of the session except if a quest requires you to take a town action there. If you are on an Eyes of the Queen quest, the guild covers for you, taking an interest in the High Elf's plight. While the shop items are still discarded, you may continue to take town actions, and the town is not closed. I mean, the thing that's nice about this one, although it's a bit psychotic, having to burn down someone's shop, it's something that can kind of happen as we just progress through our adventure as is. So you don't have to go out of your way. But we run the risk of maybe not drawing the cards. How about Morrowind's Shadow? A Morag Tong assassin has been roaming the area with an unclear mission and a steadily increasing body count. You've been hired to stop his reign of terror. If you are currently in Morrowind and are not on a Dark Brotherhood quest, you decide it is best not to tangle with a sanctioned assassin. Discard this quest and draw a new one. If you are currently in Morrowind and are not on a Brotherhood quest, you decide it's best not to tangle. So we're not in Morrowind, so we do not discard. At the start of my next clash, add quest unit Morag Tong Assassin to the EP and deploy it first. It deploys with additional HP equal to the number of players times 2. The Morag Tong Assassin does not need to be defeated for any conquer objective. If it is still undefeated when a clash ends, this quest remains active and the assassin deploys again during the next clash. If a clash is failed before Morag Tong is defeated, discard this quest. When the assassin is defeated, complete the quest. During that day's reward phase, gain 1 XP, even if the clash fails. If you are on a Dark Brotherhood quest, you take pride in bringing down this rival. Each adventurer may gain 5 tenacity after he is defeated. That one, let's just go with the burning down the shop if we find some fancy underwear, I think. I'm a little bit scared of that one, having to fight an assassin. I'm already scared enough. We haven't done a single battle. I have no clue how we stack up. That was a lot of reading, too. Fuck reading, bro. Come on. Let's fight. Okay, so now that we've completed our 2 town actions, we got our cool pants and a sweet side quest. We will now go back to our quest line here. When in Deadwater Village, you must resolve one of the following as a free action. Intimidate the gang. So we can make a social check. I have no tenacity to spend on that. If unsuccessful, the quest is not failed. You must instead resolve one of the other 2 options and gain 1 fewer XP. I don't want to do that. We can just go straight to sabotaging. It's a persistent effect. Every time we populate a shop, we get 1 fewer. That kind of goes against our side quest. And now there's beat down the gang. Initiate the following clash. Add player level 5 enemies to the EP and deploy them last. Okay. So 1 level 5 enemy to the EP and deploy them last. When deploying enemies, use as many human enemies as possible. If this encounter is successful, each adventurer may draw 1 legendary item. If this encounter is failed, the quest is not failed. You must instead resolve one of the other 2 options and gain 1 fewer XP. Okay. Well, let's just try the fight. What do you guys think? Shall we begin? I should keep my mouse nearby so I can interact with my own channel point rewards. Some of them are good. Here we go. Boom.
Shall we begin?
Yeah. Okay. Initiate the following clash. So let's find a battle map. Let's pick just the swampy industrial area of this town. The Deadwater Village. This looks about right. Place the entry tile. Yeah. Cool, cool. And we will have a battle now. All the battle maps are all neoprene, which is really cool. This game is pretty legit. Okay, it looks like there are 3 items available to find. There is a legendary item to do some lock picking potentially, and 2 common items. Okay, I don't quite know what it means where it says deploy as many human enemies as possible. The thing is, I don't get to choose. Like, I don't really understand what it means by that. Am I supposed to generate the enemy pool first and then deploy? Let's read. I'm also sort of like procrastinating this fight a little bit. Let's see how we initiate a clash. Clash. In a clash battle, the map is composed of 2 or more tiles placed during the setup. Some clashes also use additional tiles as obstacles. Unlike other map tiles, the clash tile is not marked with icons. Instead, these icons provided in the clash encounter setup diagram, which appears in the quest step. The clash mat is double-sided, and either side can be used according to whichever feels more thematic. Okay. Clashes use an overall enemy pool to populate enemies at the setup. The maximum number of enemies that can be drawn and deployed depends on both the EP and the numbered enemy hexes on the battle setup diagram. Set up the battle map. Place the clash tile or any other tiles shown by the encounter. Place the cache chips. Deploy the enemies. Calculate an enemy pool, then draw and deploy each enemy chip to the next numbered hex as shown in the diagram, starting with hex 1 until all enemies are deployed for the encounter. Draw the highest level enemy possible without exceeding the EP, subtracting its level from the enemy pool, and then deploy its chip with a corresponding level face up. If the diagram shows no numbered hexes that are unoccupied, do not deploy more enemies. Any points remaining in the EP after all enemy hexes are occupied are not used. Okay. It's as we thought. We're just going to draw. Okay, now we need to calculate the enemy pool, which is our current experience, which is 5 times the number of players, which is 1. Lucky us. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if our experience was 4 and we'd have to fight 4 level 1s? I'll take 1 level 5 over 4 level 1s any day. So I'm going to reach into the level 5 bag. But the quest does say to add a level 5 enemy to the EP and deploy them last. Okay. So we're going to add 2. So we're going to fight 2 level 5 baddies over here. So I'm going to reach into the enemy bag here. And we have a level 5 Vorplasm. I don't know what that means. And they will go in the 1 space. And then our second level 5 is, so you'll notice that the level 1s are on the flip side of level 5. We've got a Wisp Mother. Jesus. She freaking me out. Ethereal and Recover. That's not good. Okay, these guys are tough. Ethereal is not good for us. That's okay. We've got friends. So, 4 HP for you. Ethereal means non-magical damage. And you spawn at level 2. And then the Vorplasm also has 4 HP. So the thing about enemy chips is they have their HP, their range, the amount of die they roll to do damage, and their armor. It shows you also how many people they target. So this guy targets anybody within his range of 2. He like shoots goo at them. Gives people Bane, which is not good, and Enfeeble, which is also not good. She has 3 combat die, no defense, but she is Ethereal and Recover, which means I think Ethereal, let's reference our enemy ability chart here. Ethereal, when this unit is dealt damage by an adventurer not in the magic stance, this unit prevents 1 damage. Okay, well that's not so bad. Preventing 1. We could probably mess her up pretty good. Okay, so we're going to keep that nearby. We're going to deploy ourself to somewhere here in the entry tile. We're going to get ganged up on unless we quickly gain some tenacity and then start summoning our companions. There's a cool system for how you level up your class to master. So you start as novice, and then at the top of the card, it tells you upgrade, defeat a level 10 to 20 enemy or a quest unit with either one of your summons, and then you level up to the master side. Okay. All right, undies. Because the Grim Harlequin, after an enemy engages you, gain any amount of over fatigue to roll that many untrained speech skill dice. Any untrained. So maybe we should go through the speech skill line and figure out what sorts of shenanigans we can get up to. Speech. Intimidating presence. Combine the value of all die roll. Disengage. Remove an adjacent non-quest enemy with HP equal to or less than the value. Wow. So if they have low enough, we just make them run away. Choose an adjacent enemy. That unit becomes a companion, so we can control people. Choose with a level equal to or less than this value. Oh, so that's based on level, not with HP. Wow. So essentially the 6 die, the level 5, we could control one of these guys. That would be massive. Oh, but it's only for the round. And then authority. Any single adventurer may gain tenacity equal to or less than this value. Okay. Well, we'll keep this off to the side because that's actually kind of neat. Okay, let's get into battle, shall we? So we will start the round die at 1. And we will figure out what we want to do. So we have no tenacity now. Maybe first things first, we try and do some magic. Do we just run in there with our sword and shield and go crazy? It would be nice to make somebody blind. I don't do any status effects right now. We could summon our little dude, our illusion dude, but we would have to roll. I'm a little nervous. Okay, so let's start. So adventurers go first. The best thing for us to do, which enemy is probably most important to kill first? This thing does a buttload of damage. If I move twice, I can't engage. The only square available to me is this one here. If I want to target the Wisp Mother. Range of 4, 3 die. I won't last long if she survives. I think I have to go here. Okay, 1, 2. And I am going to target the Wisp Mother with my 2 stamina. So my engage action is you select a battle stance. So I'm going to select the light weapon, one-handed weapon. I have 2 stamina, so I can roll 2 dice. I'm going to roll my 2 level 1 sword and board, and I'm going to target Wisp Mother. Okay. Okay, I rolled the sword and shield with 1s, which means when you place these die, so these are active dice, this space up here, you can slot these in. Boom. When you place these die in an active slot, deal X damage to your target. So I rolled the 2 1s, so I'm going to do 2 damage to the Wisp Mother, but she reduces it to 1 because of her ethereal nature. So she takes 1 damage. And when I'm dealt damage by an enemy, I can exhaust these from the active slot, putting them down into the cooldown to prevent that much damage. So that's the benefit of that. I can now choose to take a light fatigue to do a second engage action. I think I am going to, now with my 2 stamina, I'm going to roll a combat die as well as my heroic strike, heroic slash, and I'm going to target the Wisp Mother again. Okay, so I did 1 damage. And I did whatever that symbol is. I think. Deal 2 damage to my target for each shield discipline die in my active slots. Okay, so I have 2 up there. So this is an instant. So it gets cooldowned immediately. But we do 2 damage for each discipline die in my active slot. So that's 4 damage plus 1 here. So 4 and 1 is 5, minus 1 for ethereal is 4. 1, 2, 3. She died, actually. We killed the Wisp Mother. Huge. All for just 1 light fatigue. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. And it's nice that we didn't have to exhaust anything there to get that to work either. Nice. Do we take another light fatigue to cast our magical spells? Not during sweeps week. Probably not. Okay. Sounds good. Let's now move on to the enemy turn. So the enemy is going to target me. Doesn't need to move. It has a range of 2. It's going to roll 1 combat die and then do Bane and Enfeeble, which is brutal. Bane is, if this unit does not move on its turn, no, that's Bide. After this unit's engage, apply a Bane status die to this unit's target. Bane is, this unit is dealt 1 true damage at the start of each of its turns. So it's going to sit in my cooldown track and do damage to me until it phases out. Okay, so it's going to roll 1 enemy combat die, which are these dark ones. And it does 2. It maximizes the damage, but I'm going to exhaust. Oh, I guess I could keep those in there. Ooh, for my heroic slash to continue working. So I could eat the 2 damage, or I could block it all, but then I kind of have nothing to do. I'm just going to take the 2 damage. 1, 2. It's kind of risky because it also has Enfeeble. This unit's its target gains that number of light fatigue. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I take 2 damage. I take a Bane. Which I don't quite know why it's not called bleed. And then I also take 2 light fatigue. Yikes. But after an enemy engages, I can gain any amount of over fatigue to roll that many untrained speechcraft skill dice. I can also prevent 1 damage or recover 1 magic skill die. I don't have any of that, so I'm going to prevent 1 of the damage. This is also after the engage, I recover the leftmost die in my cooldown track. So recovering light fatigue just reduces it. I prevent 1 of the damage because of my awesome nude pants. And we can take an over fatigue if we want to try and roll 1 of these crazy speechcraft. I could take any number of over fatigue. Do you guys want to try that? Over fatigue is not good, but if it ends the fight, If it ends the fight, then I can maybe rest up at an inn somewhere nearby. There's not a lot of villages in the direction where I think we're going to want to go. It's kind of a gamble. We could make it run away. Gaining tenacity is good. Huh. Okay, why don't we do that? I'm not convinced we could make it run away. Let's take 1 over fatigue and roll the authority speechcraft die. Okay. You can roll that many untrained speechcraft skill dice, resolve their effect, and return them to the supply. Okay, here we go. I rolled a 2 authority, which means any single adventurer may gain tenacity equal to or less than this value. So I'm going to gain 2 tenacity for that. Awesome. That's kind of a neat little jacket that we've got there. And I can just keep doing that. I mean, it does fill up over fatigue, which is not great. Okay, round 2. Round 2, it's on us. Okay, so we are going to take 1 true damage. We are going to recover our combat and heroic slash die. Then I think what we're going to do is, as a warden, we're probably going to spend 1 of our tenacity here. We could save up for 3 to remove the over fatigue. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I almost should have taken 2 over fatigue die. Tried to get a ton of tenacity. Spent some of it to remove 1 of them, and any leftover for what I'm going to do here. I guess 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It ends up being the same. Okay, so we spent 1 of that to summon the Diving Cliff Racer. Deploy a companion unit, Diving Cliff Racer, to an unoccupied adjacent hex. It's got 3 HP. Love it. It's a companion controlled by you, and it is removed at the end of battle. I can do this once per battle. Ooh, I have to be in the magic stance in order to do that. So I think what I'll do is I will... Maybe before I summon it, I will do my first engage, which will be magic. I am going to move into magic stance. I'm going to roll my frickin' illusion die. And I've got... Place this die in a hex in range. So anywhere in 3 spaces. So maybe we will go somewhere here. And then when it targets us, we can... Oh, it only has 2 range. If I move it 3 away, I can jump out of its target range. Whatever. We'll take the hit. Who cares? And now that I'm in magic stance, I will then summon the Cliff Diver. And then I'm going to take a light fatigue to do another engage action. And I'm going to choose the light weapon battle stance. And I'm going to roll my 2 dice and target the Voroplasm. Damn it. Okay, so I rolled the tenacity result, which increases my tenacity. I spent 1 summoning. Now I have 2. And I did 1 damage, but it got eaten up by his shield, so that wasn't great. Not good. It's one of the things we didn't want to happen. Okay, well, before we stop there, let's heal a party member in sight for 2 HP. If it is a animal companion, this may exceed its health stat. Okay, I could spend the 2 tenacity and I could heal myself, which might be the smartest thing to do. Or do we just buff our cliff racer? No, I'm going to heal myself. You can't target yourself if it says ally, but because it says party member, it means we can target ourselves. So this is great. That was a good use of a turn, I think. I am going to now assume the role of my companion. Dodge and rush. What does dodge do? When this unit is engaged by an opposing unit, prevent damage dealt by the number of rolled skill die that it did not deal damage. Well, it only rolls 1. That's not a big deal. Rush. If this unit cannot target an opposing unit after its movement, it moves a second time instead. That's pretty awesome. Companions move twice. Okay. We are going to just attack the Voroplasm with 2 die. Companions use enemy skill dice. I mean, 2 armor is actually quite a bit to overcome. This is tricky. Oh, it rolled a 2 and a 1, which is amazing. That's 1 damage. I'll take it. Good job, companion. Now, because it sort of just spits out shit in all directions, it's gonna target everyone. But because it targets me, place this die in a hex. When an enemy would target you, you may place yourself in the die's hex instead, swapping positions with any unit that's there. So I'm gonna just appear here, which is kind of cute. Then exhaust the die, and now it has to determine its targets again, but I'm still in range because I was a little bit greedy. I wanted to go for the item, so it attacks us both, and it rolls the 1 die. Baning and enfeebling. So it does 1 damage. Because I'm already baned, it just resets where the bane is, which puts it way far back there, which is not great. My dude is baned. And I am probably just going to exhaust one of my swords to defend it. And this guy's going to get a hit. And then I also take 2 because of the enfeebling. Yikes. But when I'm targeted, I can remove because of my cool hat. I also prevent one of those damages. Oh. You know what? I'm going to recover a magic skill die instead. Gives me something to roll a little bit. I can teleport around the battlefield. And do we want to take a light fatigue to try and roll again? Our tenacity? That was kind of fun. Let's take 2. Let's get greedy. And let's roll 2 of these. Or should I try and just get that guy out of here? He's only got 3 left. Maybe trying to just get him... Maybe I'll take 3. And I will roll the intimidate die. And we're just going to try and get this guy to run away. That's funny, right? Because if I can... I don't think I can lose. There's no misses on this die. 1, 1, 1. Combine the total value. Rolled this engage. Remove any adjacent. Oh, he has to be adjacent. Fucking hell. Okay, we're not doing that. We're just going to take the 2. I should have read. We're going to take the 2 and we're going to roll 2 tenacity dice instead. And we have gained 4 tenacity. I love it. This is a funny That's kind of a funny bit of underwear or armor. Fuck me. Okay. That was the enemy's turn. It is our round. We're in round 3 now. I'm going to take true damage from Bane. I am going to recover. Well, the over fatigue goes to the end. I've got nothing to do. I have 4 tenacity though. A companion may immediately move up to 2 hexes and engage. If it is an animal, it may move up to 2 additional hexes and increase its combat stat by 2 for the engage. So I can use the I can spend 3 to use the underwear to remove an over fatigue. Or I can heal myself or the companion. Let's just do the advanced species. Maybe that can kill this dude. Boom. A companion may immediately move up to 2 hexes and engage. It's going to add 2 to its combat stats. So it's going to roll 4 combat dice, and it's going to target the Voroplasm. We need big numbers. 1, 2, 3. Okay. It scores 1 damage. Fuck. Not great. Not great. Shoot. Okay, well, I haven't really moved or done anything yet. I'm on this space with this legendary item, so I'm going to try a lockpick check. So the way lockpicking works is really cool. I have 4 attempts. I have to roll a 2. And then I gotta hit these other numbers. And you can take over fatigue to re-roll and like change the value of your dice, but I need kind of a lot. So a 2 allows me to lock things in place. So I'm going to lock one of these 6s and then re-roll these. That was my first attempt. I get 3 more attempts. The 2 is already... So I need a 2 and a 1. I'm gonna lock the 2. 2 more chances to roll a 2. I'm losing space on my cooldown track, but if we get close, I might. Okay, last attempt. If we're within 1 of 2, then 5 again. Fuck. Okay. I didn't unlock the chest. Gets discarded. We remove it. It's like when you run out of lockpicks when you're playing Oblivion. It really simulates the game well. Okay, I'm going to get out of range of this thing. But while doing that, let's also move over to this common item and try and do lockpicking there as well. Lockpicking's fun. It's like a free thing you can do if tokens on your space. 516. I can take the 5. 2 of 4. 2 4 is exactly what we needed. We did it. We found a Breton Jack. Recover 1 combat skill die. That's awesome. So that's going to go into my backpack for now. Actually, I can choose to put it on. It would have to replace something I'm already wearing. No, the jerkin's too much fun. We are going to just put that there for now. And I'm going to do my second move to there. Because that's that. And now my companion goes. My companion loses from the Bane. Brutal. It is going to die now, but before it does, it's going to attack. 2 2s. A 2 and a 1 even. A 2 and a 1. I'll take it. Okay. This thing's close. Okay, so it's gonna target. I don't think enemies are smart enough to like maximize their move. Like, because it could move here and target us both, I don't think it chooses to move. Like, if it has a target, it will just move straight into the engage part of its action. I'll look that up later, but that's how we're going to play it right now. I'm pretty sure they're not super smart. And it will roll 1 combat die against, because I'm out of its range of 2, 1, 2, 3. Lucky me. It missed. Wow. Interesting. Maybe if I somehow gain tenacity on my turn, I can heal my dude. And he'll survive. Okay, we are now in round 4. Once we get past round 5, you start taking true damage for every over fatigue in your cooldown, which isn't great. I'm going to take true damage. I'm going to cool down some abilities there. Ooh, shit. Cool. Let's try and kill this thing. 1, 2. And I'm going to engage it with my heroic slash. And what I really need is to do... I need it to hit the exhaust to do 3 damage, and then we're out of here. Oh no, my camera died. How long has it been dead? Was that Maddie texting me that it died? No. Maybe it just died. I'm just going to swap out its battery real quick. Don't mind me. I think we're back. Shit. Waiting for it. Waiting. Uh-oh. Hey. Nice. What were we going to do? We were going to try and kill this thing. We have 1 chance. There are 2 faces on this die. 2 of 6, 33%. Baby, we got a stew going. Here we go.
Oh, that's not good. I'm not happy.
No.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
no.
deal 2 damage to your target for each shield discipline die in your active slot, and it slurps both of those damage. Crap. Ah, crap. Okay. Do a little magic now, maybe? Take a fatigue, go into magic, roll our teleport die. Go there. Maybe, okay, let's just go here. We'll go there. Okay. Companion, unfortunately, melts because of the Bane. Sorry. And I can't bring you back. You are dead to us. The enemy will target me, but because I can exhaust this, teleport here, and then it cannot target me. But can it now move? How does that work? The targeting unit now determines its target again if possible. Well, I guess it could move and then target. I feel like it just would. If it didn't move yet, then it'll just go like this and then target me anyways. Jet. Did 1 damage. I am going to prevent that damage. I'm going to recover that die. And do we take over fatigue to try and chase it away again? It only has 1 HP. Oh, but it has to be adjacent. I forgot about that. Fuck. It also baned me, so that goes here. And I take 2 more light fatigue from enfeeblement. Wow, dude, we are fucked. Okay. I think we just eat it on that one for now. I should have remembered that. Okay. My turn. And we're going to die if we don't beat him this round. So we're going to step here. We're going to try and lockpick that last item. I love it. This has been a tough fight. These aren't humans at all. They've been like a ghost lady and a slithery creature. 5, 3, 1. I didn't get any of those. 5, 5, 2. No, last roll. 2, 6. No, fuck it. I can't afford to spend the over fatigue to unlock that. So that's gone. Yeah, that's gone. And then I engage. Oh, I guess I got that back. I take some true damage. And we are going to try and kill this thing. I need to do 3 damage. I'm going to roll my combat die. I'm going to set my stance to light attack. And I need to see 3. We need to show 3 or we're cooked. Oh my god. A 2 and a 1. 1 damage, so 2 bypasses, and the 1 is enough to kill it. Oh my god. Oh, by the skin of our butts. That was tough. That was intense. So the thing about this game is when a battle ends, you don't actually you don't wipe your cooldown. You have to just carry it with you as you travel. So you're get desperate. You get super desperate for respite. Okay, well, we survived. We have 2 HP. What does it say here? Conquer means we had to defeat everyone. Okay. If the encounter was successful, each adventurer may draw a legendary item. Ooh. Roll a status die and apply that rolled result to any unit in sight. That's really good. This is a fun setup, but it's not very aggressive. There's no weapons. But it was pretty good. I mean, that witch, we rolled really well early. So these get exhausted, and we are so lucky that we had just enough space. Holy shit. If you are full on cooldown, the die get worse than exhausted. They get I forget the term, something bad, and you get more over fatigue. We need to rest at an inn. We might need to spend a day here. Does this place even have an inn? Do you remember? It does not. Oh my god. If this encounter's failed, the quest is not failed. You must instead resolve one of the other two options and gain 1 fewer XP. But we did gain 2 XP. That's good. And now we are at 7 total. These go back in their respective bags. And then when completed, go to entry B33 on page 28. Okay. Okay, with the Renrija. Come on, Josh. Do it in your head first, and then with your mouth. With the Reria Mayor properly subdued, the private contractor has reached out to the Eyes to begin preparations for setting up the new illicit trade hub. To ascertain that they are speaking with the Eyes' true representative in Blackmarsh, they are requiring the agent to present themselves with a unique staff upon their meeting. Since you've acquitted yourself well so far, you have been selected to obtain the staff, which is rumored to be located in the back room of a rare goods store in Stormhold. That's all the way at the top. The staff is called Night Splinter. It is said to have been formed in an age ago, when a lightning strike perfectly sheared the weapon from a great tree in the heart of Hellstrom. Track down the staff quickly, but be quiet about it. It'd be best if there are no official record of its purchase. Okay, travel to Stormhold and complete the town encounter recommended by day 9. While in Stormhold, you must successfully resolve one of the following: steal the weapon or acquire off the books. Okay. Well, we complete that. We completed our town action. Now we have reward phase. We have 2 experience points to spend. We could go with magic. I am going to spend one of them on our 2nd level magic spell. Level 2. The Mesmerizing Grasp. And I have one more. Maybe we should upgrade our health. I'm kind of nervous about that. Or we could save it. Just going to go ahead and take a little cheeky health. It is cool. The combat's really fun. It's like, it's an interesting hard puzzle, and then you've got to rely on good dice rolls to make it through. But it's fun. And now I'm completely fucked. It is the end of day, so at least I can heal 1 health and remove a die from my cooldown. I'm going to remove one of these. Oh, statuses get removed at the end of a battle. And I'm going to choose a heavy over fatigue. But I need to find an inn or I'm not going to survive the next fight. I have like nothing available. I'm gassed. We now draw and find out that it stays sunny, which is nice. And we continue with our quest. And it's a new day. Day 6. Do we want... We've got all this awesome armor on us. What do we want to do with it all? That was good. The underwear was... The underwear kind of conflicts a little bit with the tenacity we want to spend on our companions. But it is nice to have. We might need to keep it in order to... We might want to switch out this for now. because I don't think we can afford to take any more over fatigue. So maybe we'll just wear that chest piece for now. It is Breton based, which is cool because we're Bretons. So it kind of fits. Just kind of fits.
A setback, but not the end of things.
Fuck. I gotta go. I have to go play board games now. I'm so sad. The football game I thought was at 7, and they were like, let's do 4 to 7. And I was like, perfect. But the football game is exactly 4 to 7. Heart exploded. But that was fun. I think I'm going to watch this back and wish I talked a little less. Sometimes when I rewatch these, I think I probably could have talked a little less. But I love the setup, actually, because I have one camera like dangling from the tripod that's holding the other one. So it's got this kind of top-down wide look. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. And Haley's away for 2 days. So I can just leave this set up. It's Sunday. Fuck. I just want to eat leftover Indian food on the couch and watch football so bad. Ugh.
Baby, you got a stew going.
All right, well, thanks for hanging out. It makes it better. It makes it better. Not, you mean old Jesse, maybe. Not new Jesse. New Jesse loves life. Oh. True. Okay, I'll see ya when I'm streaming next. Maybe I'll just stream every day now. Maybe I'll just be an everyday streamer.
Yes, Pete, it is.
Why, yes, Pete, it is. I don't want to turn it off. I don't want to go. Okay, bye-bye.
Alrighty, bye-bye.